everybody and welcome. Now you might notice that there's more than one of me here at the moment. Have you spotted her? Here she is, Roxy. You've seen her before. She's decided at the moment she's going to join us for Messy Church, but actually somebody else is going to join us as well. Come on in, Anne. Hello. You might recognise Anne. Anne's been doing the Open the Book stories with me in the week during the lockdown when you haven't been at school, and also through the summer holidays we've been using our prayer beads and our prayer journals. So Anne is probably a recognisable face. So do you want to say something, Anne? Do you want to welcome everyone?
Well, it's lovely to be here. We're going to have some fun this afternoon, hopefully. I'm probably going to get in a mess. I practised the craft earlier. I've left the kitchen for tidying up later. It was messy.
So you may notice as well, we're a little bit further away from the camera because we have to sit, safe distance from each other. So we're sat at the other ends of the sofa and we've got, as I said, Roxy in between us. Now, in a minute, Anne is going to do a craft with us, and today is one of those days when we realise why it's called Messy Church, because it is very messy today. And again, we're here because you've just all started back at school, and we do, I think, worry about things anyway. I mean, even at the beginning of term, I know my daughters always used to worry about going back to school, and of course you've all been off for such a long time, and I know, talking to some of your teachers, and I'm sure Anne has as well, that you all feel very safe being back at school now, but there's still lots of things that may have worried us. So we're going to talk about worry and how that can affect our lives. But we'll also, I've got a great book here. This book's called The Gospels Unplugged. It's a different book to the one that I normally use, and in here is a little bit about worry from the Bible when Jesus was talking about worry. So I'll do that little reading for us afterwards. But first of all, Anne's going to do a craft. So I'm going to go and move the camera so you can see what she's doing. What are we making, Anne?
We're going to make a stress ball, a worry ball.
Brilliant.
There we are, and it can squidge.
I can't wait.
Just keep your hands busy when you're thinking things worry.
Let me just move this forward a little bit.
There we
You
are.
can't see me, but you can hear me, and I'll
and so
just
we need a few
turn this
things.
down.
We need a balloon. There we are. We need a bottle. This is a empty drinks bottle, plastic bottle. We need some flour. During lockdown it was really difficult to get flour because everybody decided what they really wanted to do was bake, which was great, but here's some flour. I've got some wool for some hair, makes the head. And I'm going to need some help.
I know, this is what I like, a bit of help.
Okay, so we need to fill the bottle with about that much flour, Helen. So now, this is where it gets messy. So if you hold that, just roll the bit of paper around so it's like a funnel.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to hold it down here.
If it goes on the floor, it's not too bad.
People can see what we're doing. Is that...
Yep, and if you shake, you've got to shake a bit.
I might just bang it on the table. Not going in very well, Anne. Oh, here we are.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Didn't do very well there, did I?
We need a bit more in there. Shall we? Shall we try that folding that again? Shall we try and make the funnel? Make the hole at the bottom.
Bigger. There we go.
We are. That's it. And you've just got to aim.
I think you better do the banging. I'm not very good at this. Hang on, let me just get the camera up a bit so we can see what mess we're making.
I thought we were going to leave it so we didn't tell them how much mess we were making.
I think we need to warn their parents.
Hang on. What you can do is actually make sure that you've got a decent hole in the bottom.
Go on, give it a knock. You're nearly there. You're so much better at this than I am.
Oh,
Shall I pour the flour in?
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me just...
Because I'm rubbish at this.
Because we haven't got much of a hole at the bottom, it's not going in very quickly. There we are.
This is where Anne will notice my impatience.
Yes.
How are we doing?
We're doing all right. We're getting there.
Bit more?
Yep. I think we'll be here till Christmas doing that. There we go.
Oh, she's doing it. She's doing it. She's done it.
Almost there.
How are we doing?
Almost there. If you actually have a funnel, it's much quicker. There we are.
And you know, Anne's filled that quite a way. You might find an even easier way to do that. But really, all Anne's just done is got some flour into the bottle. And we've seen it done a few ways, haven't we, Anne? And it never looks easy. But trust me to be the one to make the mess. I said I was going to.
It's all right. It's her house.
My
I don't
next
mind.
job.
Next job is to blow the balloon up.
Right then.
Just need to blow it up slightly, because
So-
you can't just pour this into the balloon, because otherwise it'd be a very small stress
So
ball. I just hold that.
Lovely. You got it?
That's it. That's it.
Is that enough?
That's about it.
There
Now,
you go.
you hold that. Can you hold that? So you've got to keep the air in.
Do you get the feel that Anne doesn't trust me very much now after the mess I made with the flour?
What really worries me is in a minute when we put this. So we put that on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let go.
Can I let go
Yeah,
now?
okay.
Oh.
So the pressure in there will have gone in there. Now if we turn it upside down, now whatever you do, hang on
So
to
what
the
are you
balloon.
doing now,
So
Anne?
I'm now shaking so that because
so
it's
all
all
that
under
flour
pressure,
that
it's
we
going
put
into
in the bottle
Yep, you've got to shake it.
is now going in your
Yep.
balloon.
You see that you've got
Oh,
some in there?
yeah.
Does take a little while, got to shake, but hang on to it.
Can you squeeze the bottle? Oh,
can
yes, you
squeeze-
can.
You can squeeze the bottle.
Is that all right?
Yep.
We're
Because
nearly there, aren't we? She's
equalise
done
the
it.
pressure.
She's
Now, do you want
done
to take the
it.
bottle off? Now, whatever you do not let go of the
Okay.
balloon.
You hold the balloon. There you go.
Okay.
Right. That's
Now,
that.
so you've got some flour in there. Now, what you've got to do is gently let the air out. Do not let it go,
Why
otherwise,
do you have to do it gently?
because otherwise all the flour will spray everywhere.
You've been warned, mums and dads. You've been warned.
And then, when you think you've got all the air out, you can feel the flour just coming up there. Just push it back down and tie a knot.
Brilliant.
There we are.
Can I have a feel?
There you go. Have a feel.
I do love these. They are just brilliant. That is just amazing.
And you can leave it like that. You don't have to. What you can do, draw a face. However, good artist. I'm not very good artistically. So put some eyebrows on and some eyes. Ooh, looks a bit scary. And then a nose. Nice smiley mouth. And you can draw hair on.
Or,
Or,
have you seen this one? Although we have got flour all over this one now. I think what Anne's going to do...
I've got some
is
multicoloured
hair.
wool. And just tie it around where you've tied off the balloon. There we go. There we go.
I love it. I love it. How's that face? Is it dry?
I've squidged
Smudged
it a bit.
it a little bit.
Smudged it a bit. There we go. But there we are. So there is your stress ball.
There.
You can take
Isn't
more
that
time than we did.
brilliant? And you can make a bit more mess, a bit less mess than we did. Although to be fair, we didn't do too bad.
We didn't
There
do
was
too
only a
badly.
little bit of flour.
There we go.
So there's the stress ball Anne made earlier. And actually, Anne, I think you've done a really good job. That's brilliant.
There we go.
And you can't really imagine how these feel unless you've held one. You know, you can just squidge them around in your hand and they feel absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, thanks for that, Anne.
That's all right.
That's brilliant.
And you're going
Right.
to tell us a story now.
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Let me just
I'll just hang on to my... I'll hang on
turn
to
this
one.
up. I'll turn it towards me, shall I, while I do
Yeah.
this one? And
And I'll just...
you can tidy up all the mess you made.
You said it was all right.
It was me that made the mess, don't worry. Okay, so there are, and I suppose you're not surprised really that there are words in the Bible about worrying, because you know, you're not the only ones that worry. We all worry. Everyone has worries, and Jesus knew that. So he told this little story to some of his followers. Don't worry and ask yourselves, he said, will we have anything to eat?
Oh, I do hope so.
So do I. Will we have anything to drink, even more importantly? And will we have any clothes to wear? Only people who don't know God are always worrying about such things. Your Father in heaven, he says, knows that you need all these things.
Definitely.
But more than anything else, Jesus says, put God's work first and do what God wants. then the other things will be yours as well. Don't worry about tomorrow, he says. It will take care of itself. You have enough to worry about today. And that feels so true, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes,
yes.
you know, when you wake up in the morning, like when you first went back to school, it feels as though that day is just full of worry. And there's no point on that day of worrying about the future, because that one day brings enough worry. But, you know, sometimes just having somebody to turn to, somebody that you can say these things to, however silly they may feel, can be really, really helpful. And I'm sure you have mums and dads and teachers that you can share your worries with as well. But, you know, it's nice to know when you can't talk to somebody, when you might feel a little bit as though, oh, I don't know if I can say that, to be able to just turn to Jesus, and we call that prayer. Being able to talk to Jesus in prayer and tell Jesus what you're worried about can be so, so helpful, can't it, Anne?
Absolutely.
And after that, you just feel completely as though all your worries have gone. So if you are worrying about school, if you're worrying about anything, do talk to your parents and to your teachers, but also don't forget that Jesus is always there for you. If you don't feel anyone is there to listen to you, then you can always say those things to Jesus in prayer.
We're going to sing a song about that, I think.
We are, yes, we are indeed. And again, I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit. Am I going to put a backing track on?
And so our song is Do What You Know Is Right, and it's got an echo. Helen's going to lead it, I'm going to echo. When you've heard my voice, you'll know why. And so the first line is,
do what you know is right.
do what you know is right.
Do what you know is good.
Do what is good.
If anyone does it, don't be afraid. Jesus says, I am with you always. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So do what you know is right. Do what you know is good.
If no one else
If
does
no one else does it, don't be afraid.
afraid.
Do your afraid face. Jesus says, I am with you
Always.
always. So we'll try and get all the words right and all the actions right all 3 times.
I'm not worried.
Don't worry. Let's go. Join in what you can.
We've got a bit of an introduction. Here we go.
My turn. Do what you know is right.
Do what you know is right.
Do what you know is good.
Do what is good.
If nobody does it, don't be afraid, 'cause Jesus says, I am with you always. Let's do that again. Echo. Do what you know is right.
Do what you know is right.
Do what you know is good.
Do what is good.
If nobody does it, don't be afraid. Jesus says, I am with you always. We've got one more time. Let's do it so we mean it. Do what you know is right.
Do what is right.
Do what you know is good.
Do what is good.
If nobody does it, don't be afraid, 'cause Jesus says, I am with you always. Brilliant.
Well, I think we got there in the end.
We did.
It was all right.
We did. What a lovely song. I really like that one. And it does, isn't it? It's really true. You know, we do what we can, but we like to know that even when things go wrong, Jesus is always with us through the good and the bad, and that we shouldn't be afraid. So
Absolutely.
Anne, you're going to say a prayer for
So
us
we're going to
before
say
we
some
finish.
prayers. Yes. Do you want to?
Lovely.
Do you want to have your worry ball?
I do.
Would you like this one? Here we
I'll
are.
have
Here we are.
I'll have the new one this time.
There we are.
Brilliant. So I've got the one that we made earlier.
And so we're just going to quiet now ourselves and sit quietly, close our eyes. Dear Jesus, we think about the things we worry about, things that we cannot change. And we are grateful that you are always with us, regardless of what we worry about. Help us to know you are with us. and find ways of sharing our worries with those around us. I do believe there is a messy church amen.
There is. Let's put our worry balls down and we do a nice big Amen. So we're back with you in 2 weeks' time. What are we going to talk about then? Oh, it's harvest.
We're going to do things about harvest.
It is. That'll be an interesting one. So look at our Messy Church page, and do you want to tell people about your YouTube page as well, because yours will be on YouTube?
Yeah, mine will be on the YouTube page that's normally there, and
So if
ran
you're-
all through the website for the cluster of churches. Next time, I think we were going to ask them to bring some branches, weren't we? Some twigs.
Yes.
Gonna make a tree,
Because
a prayer tree.
by then all the leaves will probably be off the tree. So try and find a branch and maybe something to put your branch in, like a jug or a jar or something like that. An empty jar, and maybe some sand or some pebbles or something.
Yeah,
and
to weight it down. So we're going to make a prayer tree, I think, and we're going to hang some things on it, and we're going to use it for lots of messy churches between now and
Christmas.
Oh, that C word. Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
So
nice
we,
twiggy branch.
We will be doing that next time.
Yeah.
And I also thought we might think about what we can collect and gather.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have a think about that as well. But do look at our Messy Church page and we'll tell you what you need and all will become clear. But it's been really great sharing Messy Church with Anne and with you.
And
so
it really
have
was
a great weekend.
quite messy.
It was very messy. I'm going to get the vacuum out now. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.